Hi friends, today we will see how to configure content switching in our Netscaler. As of now, we have learned how to install Netscaler on VMware Workstation. We have configured the virtual IP by using service and as well as service group. Now we will see how we can configure the content switching and how we can utilize in our lab. So let's start. Before start, let me show you my lab, which we are going to use in this case. This is going to be our lab. This 10.0.0.0.4 our internal machine LAN PC. This is our Netscaler ADC IP having 10.0.0.4. IP you can see 10.0.0.11. Sorry. So it is having subnet IP 172.21.10.10. We have created two VIP earlier, as well as service group with the name of SBCZ and SBC. In this, we have added one more server. You can see here, there are total 4 servers: red servers, green server, blue server, yellow server, and this is our domain controller. The red server and the green server is providing, you can say, home page and web page, but the blue server provides home page only, and the yellow server also provides only home page. Only home page. So if any traffic from this user is coming to our Netscaler and he wants to access home page of, like we have a website, let me put it here, web.mkgautam.in. If any user's traffic hitting to this URL for home page access, it will redistribute the traffic to all the 4 servers, because home page is available on all 4 servers. But at the same time, if a user want to access web page only, so as said, the web page is only available in 2 servers, one for red and one is for green. So it will only send traffic to red and green. It will not send traffic to blue and yellow server. Otherwise, what will happen whenever a user try to connect, try to access the web page, and as per the load balancing, the Netscaler is sending traffic to all the server. Load balancing sends to all the server. User might face issue when it sends traffic to the blue. In that case, the user will get page not available. At the same time, when Netscaler will send traffic to the yellow server, user might get page not available, because the Netscaler is load balancing to all the servers here. So in such scenario where we have multiple servers providing different services, and if few services are common and few services are unique, in that case we use to enable content switching. So content switching does the filtering or redirect the traffic, you can say, based on, it can be based on user source IP. It can be based on the content, what user is trying to access over URL. It can be based on the device type. It can be based on the service request. Like, okay, if you want to access HTTP service only, so it will send traffic to this server. If it is HTTPS, to this server. It can be based on cookies. It can be based on language. There are so many different types of content switching feature available, which we can enable or disable on this Netscaler, so that the Netscaler does the filtering or send the do the redirection of the traffic based on this content. So let us start and see how we can configure content switching in our lab. So first of all, we need to enable our VMware workstation. Let me do that. This is my VMware workstation. We have PC1. I have switched on. This is my PC1. my LAN PC. Let me show you the IP here. IP config. You can see 10.0.0.0.4. This is my LAN PC, and my ADC IP is 10.0.0.11. So just to go from here, you can see my gateway is also the Netscaler IP. Let me open my Netscaler tab. Password, username and password. I've already set this. So now it will log in to the Netscaler, and parallelly what we can check, just go here and try to ping all the server red.mkgotham.in. So 111. Right now try to ping green 112, blue 113, and yellow 114. And my main website, you can say, is web.mkgotham.in. You can see 115. It's 15. So these are, okay, it's not pinging. So let's check first whether the IP is correct or not. Okay, 15. Yes. Let me show you my DNS entry. This is my DNS server, edit server. So its web is for 15. Let me check any reverse entry is there or not. Yes, web.bottom.in is 15. So all these are different red, green, blue, yellow server, right? This is my external PC. So now quickly jump to the Netscaler. So just to recall, this is traffic management, load balancing, virtual server. We have virtual server RBC with the name of RGB, and we have one more virtual server which is using the service group. If you remember, this is down currently, and the service is also showing it down. So let's try to check first whether these services are up or not. Red.mkgotham. If it is not, then we need to check the server first, then we will start here. So now the services are up. My server was down, so I just switch on the servers. So you can see we have RGB, two virtual servers. Services are up. So if let's create and try to check this 172.21.10.11. So let's set 172.21.10.11/home. This is my home page. Sending blue, green, blue, red. You can see sending 3 servers because we have only 3 servers added. But in my lab, I have added one more server here. So let me add or introduce those server in my Netscaler first, so that it can send traffic to all the 4 servers. As of now, it's only 3 servers configured. That's why it's sending traffic to 3 servers. So let's quickly go and add server here. Add SRV yellow, and IP is 172.21.10.114. Create, then create a service group for this. Add, make it yellow and 114. Okay, done. Virtual server, go to this virtual server, and in this is binded with the service group. So let's go quickly and add that server, yellow server, in this service group as well. So this is the service group, members, add, and server based. Click here, select yellow. So now, and port is 80. Now all the 4 servers are part of this service group. Go to this, click on the first, check whether this is part of service group. Yes, this is service group, and the second one is service SVC. So add here the 4 server, as well as click here, select yellow, select, bind, close, done. Now go quickly and refresh this. Green, blue, you can see. Okay, it seems on the 4th server home page is not available, right? You can see. So Netscaler is load balancing the traffic, but it seems some problem with the 4th server where home page is not showing. Now try with web. First not available, second not available, third available, fourth available. So for the web page, if any user wants to access the URL with web page, it's sending traffic to all the servers, but when it's sending traffic to these 2 servers, apart from red and green, it means, as said, red and green is having pages, web pages available. So whenever a user is trying to access from his machine to the VIP IP for web pages, it's sending distribution traffic to all the 4 servers. But in the case of blue server, yellow server, as there is no web page available, it's throwing us an error, right? See. Yep. But you can see there are this difference. When there are 2 cases. One says not found and second says 404 file directory not available. These 2 are 2 different issues that we need to check at the backend server. Why web page is not showing, or why web page is giving 2 different messages. So let's try for home as well. First red, second not available, third and fourth. It means you can see the yellow is not providing even home page. So quickly jump to the yellow server side and let's check where is the problem with the yellow one. This is my yellow server. The yellow is having home.html. Yes, so let's quickly fix this. Okay, this is my IIS server. Just quickly go and check the bindings. So yellow is bind to 114 and that's okay. And let's check to the test connection. It says yes, so it is supposed to work. Let's quickly check here. yellow./home. It's working here, so let's try again. Jump to our user machine. It's not. Let's check here whether we have yellow added. Yes, you can see yellow is part of this members, and 114, 1021, 114. Yes, seems to be okay. Okay, quickly try to access directly yellow.getauthom.in/home. Here it's working, and let's try to check with web. Web it's giving error because web is not there. So it seems some issue with this LB, it's not redirecting. Okay, let's try with 12. Let's see what 12 is giving, where we call this service group service. Home page is available with blue, red, blue, green, red. Okay, for somehow it seems yellow is having some problem, yellow server. Let me fix that at the server end. Okay, it's now fixed. There was some issue with the web configuration. I have given that by mistake the name. Now you can see our traffic is being distributed for this home page to all the 4 servers. But at the same time, if I go and do a web, first field, second field, third and fourth, as said, on my yellow and blue, there is no web page available, right? But at the same time, if you go here and type home, see, it's sending traffic to all the 4 servers because it's doing the load balancing. But for the user point of view, if user is trying to access this home page, that's okay. It will send traffic to all the 4 pages. But what if user is trying to access with web page? User might get this problem where it says website not found, file directory not found. To avoid this, we do enable content switching. And what content switching will do? It will check the request on the URL. And if the URL suppose contains here web, then it will not forward the traffic to these 2 servers, which is in my case yellow and blue. So whenever a user is trying to access with /web, it will not send traffic to this. But if it is having home, it will send traffic to all the 4 servers. So let's jump to the, so here you see traffic management. On the traffic management, there is an option on content switching. If in your case, the content switching is having yellow exclamation marks, it means that feature is not enabled. So you need to go to the system settings. You can see here content switching features. You need to select this and enable this. If it is not enabled in your environment, it means that feature is not selected. So now go to traffic management, content switching. Content switching is again having 4 tabs: virtual servers, policy labels, policies and action. The action, define the action, what action is supposed to be taken. The policy is binded to the action. Whenever any policy is triggered, it will act based on this action. And then this policy we need to bind to the virtual servers. We will not going to touch this policy level, that is not required. So to enable the content switching, first go and start with the action, right? Click on action, add. So give the name CS act, and I will put this for home. It means any website which contains the home page. So what action it will take? Load balanced. It says choose virtual server or expression. Here you have load balancing virtual servers. Click on that. Target load balancing virtual server, right? Go there, click here. So you have these 2 server, or what you can do, you can create a new virtual server, right? So before start here, just cancel this. I don't want to use the old one. What I will do, I will go on the virtual server. I will create a virtual server with the name of web.mkgautam.in. And here I will select this IP address type is non-addressable. It means it will not have any IP by default on the LB side. But if you go and check here, this IP, I have already a DNS entry for web.mkgautam.in 15, but it doesn't make any difference for you. If you put any name here, it can be any name, but just for reference, I have given web.mkgautam.in and click on OK. And continue and done. So as of now, you can see I have created a virtual server with a non-addressable IP and which is currently down. So leave it down, nothing to worry. Now go here to the content switching, click on actions, click on add, give any name and choose virtual server expression will be load balancing. Click here and select this non-addressable virtual server. Select and create. So by this method, we have created a policy which says app and target virtual server is this. So when this action will trigger, we will define under policy. So we have created a final action. So what action says, if you need to trigger this action when, that we will define under policy, but what will be my target? This is my target. So if you go again to the load balancing and virtual server, so we have created a web VIP with non-addressable IP, and the same way we will again create a new VIP with non-addressable IP, that is for home. So here put home.mk in. Now go to non-addressable. Okay, continue. So now we have two VIP which is non-addressable IP. One is for web and one is for home. Done. So one is for web, one is for home. And what is our requirement? If any traffic for web coming for web, send it to only two servers, right? So let's add these two backend server in our web one. So just click here, select service binding, click here and select red and green, because red and green is only providing the web services. Click, bind, and done. And the similar way for the home, because home is available on all the servers, home page is available on all the servers. So just click on the load balancing, select all the 4 servers and click on bind, done. So we have created 2 virtual server with non-addressable IP. One is web, which is having 2 servers only, and the home is having 4 servers. Now go back to content switching. In the content switching, we have created a policy for this web one. The similar way, we will create one more policy for the home one. Click on add CS policy home and click here target, and this target is my home server. Select and create. So my action is defined, and when this action is come into picture, that we are going to call under policies. Go into the policies. So in the policy tab, again click on add and give the policy name CS pol. This is for web, right? What action it should take when this policy is triggering? So select the action is, okay, I have given that wrong name. This is for web. Let me check if I can edit the name. I don't think so. I can edit the name now. This is for web. Okay. This now here the expression. So this is the important part when this policy is supposed to trigger. So in our case, what we are going to define? Okay, when a user request contains, so you can put http dot request. What this request is going to check? The URL, and URL, in that URL what we are going to check? The content. Like if the content is home or the content is the web, we need to define. So there can be a case where user can type home in a small or home in capital. So if you again go close this or Control C here and put it here with the capital name. HOME. So this we need to avoid. Okay, if user can type even a small, or if it can be small capital, don't check that, ignore that. So for that you need to put set text mode here, or you can, yes, set text mode, just click that, and inside that type ignore case, and then put start with. And inside that, I will give my syntax. It can be web / web. And this. In this case, what it will check? It will check if any HTTP request is coming in the URL, if it is having web. So it will redirect or trigger the action. Based on this action, it will send traffic to this virtual server, that is web.gotham.in. And inside the virtual server, we have already defined the backend server. So let me copy this and click on create. Again go, this is for web. Again go and create for home. Home. And here select the policy as home. And in this, put the content as HOME, home. That's it, create. So we have created action. We have defined a policy for that action. Now we need to create a virtual server for the user, because we are not going to give this virtual server to the user because this is not having any IP. I'm not talking about these two which we have created for the earlier lab. So forget about this now. We are talking about this. If you want, let me directly delete this just to avoid confusion. So there is no VIP now. So you can see now we have only two VIPs with non-addressable IP. The web VIP is having 2 servers and the home VIP is having 4 servers. Now we have content switching. In that we have defined an action, 2 actions, one for web, one for home. The policy, we have defined 2 policy, one for web and one for home. If any URL contains web, go act, trigger this policy, and this policy will redirect the virtual server to our web. Now we need to give user a VIP IP or VIP name so that user can try to access the website. So just go on virtual server, click on add and give name. Here I am going to give web.mkgotham.in. You can put any name or you can simply put mkgotham also. It's up to you. Name can be anything. Right? Okay, put it website.mkgotham.in and come to that IP address. Give IP address 172.21.10.16. Okay. And here it says content switching policy bind. Click on the policy. Click here. Select web. Bind. Again go to the same. You need to bind both the policy inside this so that it can send traffic based on this content switching filtering. Select this policy. Cancel it. Let me show you again. Cancel. Close. Close. So we have already bind policy. Click here and for this bind a policy web and select and bind. Close. Okay. We can see inside our content switching virtual server, we have one content switching policy. Now the similar way we need to bind the second content switching policy. So just click again and add binding. This time go and select home one. Select and bind. Close. So now we have 2 content switching policy and click on done. So we have configured the content switching virtual server also with IP 16. So now go quickly and put the IP as 16/web. First try with home. Refresh, green, red, yellow, blue. So if any user tries to connect to the website and if that website URL contains home, it means it will send traffic to all the 4 servers. That is doing the load balancing to all the 4 servers. But at the same time, now if you go here and try with web, as per the policy, it is supposed to send traffic to only 2 servers, red and green. Now this time we are not getting any 404 page or file cannot be found, folder cannot be found, because as per the content switching policy, it's only sending traffic to these 2 servers when it comes with the web, and when it comes with home, it will send traffic to all the 4 servers. Similar way, you can go and check the statics inside that. Here you go here and click on statics. It will show you the detail here, complete detail, total response request. Go and refresh here, web. You will see that this number will increase if you go and refresh here. See, number is increasing. This is the way you can define the content switching policy. So what we have done for content switching, just to recall quickly, first of all, we went to the virtual server. We have created 2 virtual server with non-addressable IP, one for web, one for home. In the web, we selected these 2 server which is providing the virtual services, and for the home, we have selected all the 4 servers. Here you can see 4 load balancing virtual server. And then we went to the content switching. We created 2 action, one for web, one for home. Then we created 2 policies, web, home, and then we created a virtual server with 1 IP. And in that virtual server, we called out both the content switching policy. So this is all about content switching. Hope you like this video. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. Thank you.